What's going on, everybody? Raw Brooklyn just ended, so here's my review on it. First, I'm going to read my poll I just did on Twitter asking everybody to rate tonight's Raw Brooklyn from 1 to 10. What number did you give it? I don't know. I'm about to look. Just gotta send a tweet out real quick. Anyways, the poll. I'm going to try to update it and reload my Twitter page so I can read it for you all before I start my Raw Brooklyn review. It was... stupid page. Oh, here we go. It's 10 minutes ago. I put this tweet out. It said, rate tonight's Raw Brooklyn. The ratings, 1 to 10 I had. You could rate it a 1, a 3, a 7, or a 9. So far, 3 and 7 are tied. 31% each between a 3 and a 7. And a 9 rating, the number 9 has 11%. And the number 1 has 27% of the vote. So 7 and 3 are tied with 31%, and it has 26 votes so far. So there it is. Some people put out their polls and they tell you to give Raw a grade, A to F. Well, I don't do that. I give it numbers 1 to 10. Anyways, let me turn this Twitter off so I can start talking about Raw Brooklyn. It started off with The Undertaker's music and his gong, his bell going off. The Undertaker got a huge, massive pop. Huge reaction from Brooklyn. They love The Undertaker. And why shouldn't they? The guy's a legend. Anyways, The Undertaker comes out, gets a great reaction, gets in the ring. People start doing Undertaker chants already. They're chanting for The Undertaker. And he hasn't even spoke yet. Then The Undertaker starts talking and says WrestleMania is his yard and Hell in a Cell is his house. So that was pretty cool. Then after that, he calls Shane Shane is nothing but a rich boy. That was also pretty funny and good. And then Taker doesn't talk that long, and Shane McMahon's music hits. Shane McMahon appears and comes out. Here comes the money. He gets a huge reaction, huge pop from Brooklyn, probably because they haven't seen Shane in 7 or 8 years, however long he's been gone. So Shane gets a huge pop. Shane is talking on the stage. Starts talking about Undertaker and your legacy is being my dad's bitch and stuff like that. Then the Undertaker says back to him, don't you ever talk about my legacy. And then Shane McMahon comes down to the ring like he's ready to fight. He doesn't give a fuck. Shane McMahon showing no fear, showing great heart, great fight, gets in the ring with The Undertaker. And then, as I said, they might have said something else on the mic. I think Undertaker says back to Shane. He said something back to him in the ring. It pissed him off. Shane McMahon went charging at The Undertaker. Rapid fire punches. The punches looked kind of weak. They're like basically body punches. Like Shane was a boxer. But whatever. Undertaker grabs Shane by the throat. Throws him over the top rope. Then goes to the outside. Shane McMahon tries to fight back. Undertaker gives him a big knee in the gut. Throws him up against the guardrail. And then Shane... They start taking the table apart. Taker was, I thought, going to chokeslam Shane through it, but that didn't happen. Shane gets a TV monitor, hits The Undertaker with it twice, knocks him out. Taker's laid out on the table. I knew this was going to happen. The minute Undertaker's laid out, I thought Shane is going up to the top. For sure, there's no doubt about it. Shane was going to go up to the top and jump off and put an elbow drop through The Undertaker. And that's what Shane did. got a huge pop, huge reaction. There were "This is awesome" chants. There were "Holy shit" chants. Brooklyn, probably for 2.5 hours or over 2 hours, Brooklyn was on fire tonight. They were a great, great fucking crowd. They were on fire. They were hype. For most of the show, they didn't get blown up and run out of gas. Brooklyn was damn good. They were a damn good crowd tonight. I can't say enough good things about them. Brooklyn's great. I've been to New York a couple times. It's a great city. I love New York. And East Coast fans and New York City wrestling fans are some of the best in the world because of their passion and heart for the product and their love for the product. So Brooklyn for probably 2 hours, 10 minutes, 2 hours, 30 minutes, Brooklyn was fucking great. They were a hell of a crowd. Much better than crowds in Pittsburgh. Philly weren't that great. Where else were they? Detroit was good. I don't know where else they went, but Brooklyn was the best crowd of the past, probably the entire year so far. In 2016 for Raw, Brooklyn was the best crowd of the year so far, and next Monday will probably beat that in Texas. Next Monday, Raw after WrestleMania, that crowd will probably beat Brooklyn and be the best crowd of the year. Anyways, after Shane dropped an elbow through The Undertaker, Shane was leaving, and then The Undertaker sits up. The guy's a dead man. That's his gimmick. He sat up and showed like he wasn't even injured. I had no problem with that because that's The Undertaker's gimmick. The guy is like a living, breathing zombie. The guy is like The Walking Dead. Anyways. So, that was a great kickoff to Raw. Great first segment. I loved it. And the crowd was on fire. The crowd made it a lot more enjoyable to watch and better. Up next, we had Zack Ryder in the ring, waiting for his opponent. Pretty surprised Zack Ryder got a match on Raw, but they had to put him in a match because he's in the WrestleMania Intercontinental title ladder match. So Zack Ryder went up against Y2J, Chris Jericho next. Jericho comes out. Right after Jericho, AJ Styles, and his music hits. And AJ Styles comes down to the ring. Gets on the mic and says, Jericho, are you going to finally give me a WrestleMania match because I'm tired of waiting? You better give me a WrestleMania match because I got all night. I'm going to sit here and wait until you give me my WrestleMania match. And then AJ just sits at ringside and watches Ryder versus Jericho. And I'm sure Jericho was distracted by AJ because Jericho loses to Zack Ryder. That was pretty damn funny. I enjoyed that. Good for Ryder that he finally got a victory on Raw. That's probably his first victory on Raw in 2-3 years. Maybe longer. I don't know. Anyways, AJ comes, runs in the ring. Jericho, of course, afraid, scared heel, runs out of the ring like a rat. And then Jericho's pissed off. He grabs a chair, starts beating a chair on the ring post. That was pretty funny. And AJ was standing in the ring, and then Jericho would not get in the ring, and he went to the back. Up next, we had Charlotte up against Becky Lynch in a preview for their Triple Threat Divas title match at WrestleMania in 6 nights. But this was one-on-one. Sasha Banks, by the way, was at ringside doing commentary. Or maybe she was just sitting by the announcers. I don't remember if she was on commentary. Raw is so fucking long. Sometimes I cannot remember every single detail if somebody was on commentary. Because a lot of shit happens. So, Jericho, by the way, said yes to AJ Styles, so they do officially have a match at WrestleMania 32. Becky Lynch versus Charlotte. This was pretty good. Both are fantastic A-plus workers and wrestlers. Both are great. I'm a fan of both. I don't like either one more than the other. I'm a fan of both, Charlotte and Becky. I'm a little bit more of a fan of Sasha Banks. So, I want Sasha Banks to win at WrestleMania. I would like Sasha to win. If she doesn't and Becky wins, I'll be happy for Becky, and I will still be happy. If Charlotte retains, I'll still be happy. But I would like to see Sasha win and get her WrestleMania moment. Up next, after Charlotte defeated Becky, we had Vince McMahon being interviewed backstage by Renee Young. And Vince didn't get to talk very long, and then Shane McMahon shows up. And Vince looks at him like, what the hell are you still doing back here? I thought you would have ran across the Brooklyn Bridge already, or something like that. And then Shane goes, no, I don't run away like you would. And then Shane says how many times Vince has screwed over talent and backstabbed them, stuff like that. Anyways, that's not really true because, I mean, all the talents have left Vince. The only talent he really screwed was Brett. But he did that because he didn't want his world title going to WCW and them throwing it in the trash. Anyways, I mean, a lot of guys, Hogan, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, they left Vince. They screwed him over by leaving, but Vince brought them back with open arms. And Vince brought back a lot of guys with open arms. Stone Cold left on Vince. Vince brought him back. Brock Lesnar left on Vince. Vince brought him back because they made him money. Anyways, Shane says, you got this company, that you stole it from your father. And that's not true either. The truth is Vince bought it and took over for his father, and his father let him buy it and take it over because his father wanted to retire. So Vince bought it. He didn't really steal it. Anyways, but Shane says you stole this company from your father. And then Shane says at WrestleMania on Sunday, I'm going to take the company from you. I'm going to take the company. I'm going to take it from you. So that was pretty good backstage promo by Shane. Shane showed a lot of heart, a lot of passion. Shane McMahon looks ready for WrestleMania. And I'm looking forward to the Hell in a Cell. Do I think it'll be a 5-star match? No. It's not going to be technical. It's going to be a straight-up brawl, a straight-up street fight, a straight-up war inside the Hell in a Cell. But it could be maybe one of the best cell matches ever if Shane does something insane like I think he may. I think Shane might jump off the top of the cell onto The Undertaker on the announcer's table that's like 25, 30 feet up. I think Shane might drop an elbow off the cell on top of The Undertaker through a table. And there's no way Shane is going to jump off the giant scoreboard at AT&T Stadium. That fucking scoreboard's like probably 200 feet up in the air. There's no way Shane would climb up and get up to the scoreboard. There's just, I cannot imagine that happening. To see Shane jump off the scoreboard, the top of it, onto The Undertaker on top of the Hell in a Cell roof, I cannot see that happening. That would be too dangerous, in my opinion. Too risky to do that. But whatever. If Shane did jump off the scoreboard on top of the cell roof, and the cell roof did not give out, because it could, but hopefully they built it strong enough so they could go up to the roof and fight. Anyways, if Shane did do that and jump off the scoreboard on top of the scoreboard, not whatever they call it, not scoreboard, the screen. The big giant screen. If Shane did jump off that flat screen, that would be the most insane, epic WrestleMania moment probably of all time. If Shane did that, and it would definitely make it the greatest Hell in a Cell match ever if Shane did that. But I think he'll jump off the roof. That's high enough. Jumping off the scoreboard, that's just like committing suicide in my opinion. But whatever. I don't see how Shane can even think to jump off the giant screen, because that's a long way down before he would land on the roof of the cell. So I do not see that happening at all. But I had someone on Twitter bring up to me, it would be crazy if Shane jumped off the screen, and then it'd be epic. And I wrote back, that would be fucking insane, but that's too dangerous and will never happen. Anyways, on to up next was a Social Outcast, which was garbage. It was a crap, garbage, boring, stupid-ass, pointless segment just to sell the Andre Battle Royal. Well, nobody cares that Big Show, Kane, or the Social Outcast, nobody fucking cares that they are in the Battle Royal. I'm sorry to tell you, WWE, I do not care. But I hope some guy like Damien Sandow, I hope he wins the Battle Royal. Or somebody else. But not Big Show, not Kane, not any of the Social Outcasts. Please do not have them win the Battle Royal. Up next, after the Social Outcunts went up against the Big Show and Kane, the match ended very fast. It was very boring. And then the ring fills up with a whole bunch of mid-carders. And by calling them mid-carders, I'm not disrespecting any of them. I'm just calling them like it is. A whole bunch of mid-carders filled up the ring and started fighting because they were in the Andre Battle Royal. The Andre Battle Royal is on the kickoff show on USA Network. They're putting the kickoff show on for 1 hour on the USA Network. And I think the other 2 hours of the kickoff is on the network. And then they announced that WrestleMania, 7 hours of live coverage of WrestleMania. I know the main WrestleMania show will start at 6 p.m. where I live. And it's supposed to go 4 hours, 4.5 hours, I heard. So, I don't know why in the fuck would you put a kickoff show on for 3 hours. But I think they are going to, because they said WrestleMania is 7 hours long. Well, the main WrestleMania pay-per-view is over 4 hours. It will go over 4 hours long. It's starting at 6, and I guarantee you, when WrestleMania is over, it starts at 6, and when it's over, it'll probably be 10:30 at night. So it'll probably go 4.5 hours. And 7 hours of live coverage is way too much, even for me. Last year, I sat on Twitter, being on Twitter for 6 hours of 2 hours of the kickoff and 4 hours of the pay-per-view. 6 hours is way too long to sit through wrestling and talking about wrestling. But whatever. Maybe next year it'll be 8 hours. Who the fuck knows? It's ridiculous in my opinion. I mean, 6 hours, I'm okay with that. But 7 is way too many. And too long and too overdrawn. And just, people are going to be burnt the fuck out and dead. People are going to be dead or passed out asleep when WrestleMania is over. They'll probably fall asleep when Triple H Roman starts. So up next, after the Social Outcast, Social Cunts mess in the ring and all the superstars brawling, we had a backstage promo with Stephanie and Triple H. Or no, they came out to the ring. Stephanie started talking right away. First she ripped the fans, which is always funny. I don't know what she said about them, called them losers or something, whatever. Same crap she does every week. Rips the fans, calls them losers, that they'll never be anything in their lives, don't matter, stuff like that. Then Triple H talks, kind of gets a babyface reaction. And then Stephanie talks again. She starts getting booed out of Brooklyn. And then Roman Reigns. I knew this was coming. It was way too predictable. Roman Reigns and his music hits. and he gets booed out of the fucking building, out of Brooklyn. He gets booed out of Brooklyn. It was pretty damn funny. They better turn Roman heel at WrestleMania, or else. That's what I think of WWE. Anyways, I'm sure Shane and Taker will be great and worth watching WrestleMania for. And the Divas Triple Threat and the Intercontinental title ladder match, I'm sure will all be great. But Roman versus Triple H, if Roman does not turn heel, or Seth Rollins does not return during the match, it is going to be an epic fail. So, Roman comes out, starts attacking, Triple H attacks him. When he gets in the ring, then Roman takes over and beats up Triple H. It's pretty lame, pretty boring. And as I said, the fans booed the hell out of Roman, which was funny. And Stephanie, during her promo, she told the fans to bow down and get on their knees. I don't know what that meant, but that was not PG. They're supposed to be a PG company. That's bullshit, because telling people in the crowd to get on their knees and bow down, that only means two things: kiss ass or blow somebody, my opinion. Anyways, or get down your knees and kiss somebody's feet. Whatever, maybe that's what she meant. Get down on your knees and kiss the authorities' feet because they're PG. Whatever. It was a pretty weak segment, but Triple H was okay with his promo. Up next, they had the New Day come out, get a massive, huge pop, big reaction for the New Day in Brooklyn. Brooklyn loves the New Day. Kofi Kingston went up against Alberto Del Rio. Pretty good match. Went on for over one commercial break, I believe it went on for. Pretty good match, pretty entertaining. Xavier Woods on Francesca started playing La Cucaracha. That was funny as hell. I started cracking up, laughing right away when Woods started playing that on the trombone. That was epic. Kofi wins. Thank God he wins, because I don't enjoy Del Rio in the League of Nations, or I don't really enjoy him as a heel. I'd rather see Del Rio as a babyface, but as a heel, Del Rio just gets on my nerves. I don't like seeing him win as a heel. I don't know why. Anyways, Kofi wins, as I said. And Francesca and Xavier Woods, super entertaining on the outside of the ring, playing Francesca. And New Day cut a epic, funny, great promo in the beginning, talking about booty-oles, that you can go out and get your box of booty-oles. And then the fans were great in Brooklyn. They started chanting booty-oles, booty-oles. It was fucking awesome. Anyways, up next they showed a video of who's going to get the Warrior Award at the Hall of Fame on Saturday. They picked Joan London. Used to host Good Morning America. Now I guess she works with the Today Show. Joan London is getting the Warrior Award. She's a breast cancer survivor, so I'm happy for her. But I think they should give the Warrior Award to somebody that has worked for the company for 30 years or longer. Give it to somebody like a cameraman that has worked for WWE for 25, 30 years. Give it to a freaking cameraman that has busted his ass and worked for a company for like 30 years. But they're just giving it to Joan London. I'm pretty positive they're just giving it to her to get good publicity. To get the media to cover the WWE, and for the media to basically cover the story of Joan London getting the Warrior Award, so the media can praise WWE. That's why they're giving Joan London the award. Anyways, but nothing against Joan London. I'm sure she's a very nice woman, and I'm happy she survived breast cancer and is still alive. Up next, we had Bubba Ray Dudley backstage when Roman was being interviewed, and his interviews suck. I hate it when they try to interview Roman Reigns because the guy doesn't know how to talk and cut a promo. The guy sounds boring like a fucking robot. Anyways, Bubba Ray says, you want a piece of me? Last week on SmackDown, you punched me, or whatever he said. So he said, bring it. Bubba's saying, come here. Come over here. Let's go. Let's go right now. And then Devon shows up at the side of Bubba Ray Dudley. And then Reigns punches Bubba in the face. Or didn't even punch him with a weak-ass slap. Roman does when he hits his opponent. It's like a slap. He goes, it's stupid. It's like an open hand slap. That's how Roman Reigns punches, is with an open hand. Anyways, the guy doesn't even know how to punch good. Anyways, my opinion. Roman does not know how to throw good punches in the ring. So then Devon jumps in, starts beating on Roman. That's pretty awesome. Then Triple H gets involved, and the three of them beat the crap out of Roman. That was great. I was happy to see that. Next, we had Kalisto, I think. Yeah, it was Kalisto, not Sin Cara. Kalisto, the U.S. champion, against the victor of the Ascension. This match should have been on Superstars, because that's the only place you can see Victor. Anyways, Kalisto wins, and it was pretty short, thank God. It was a short match. And I believe Ryback came out, and Ryback tried to get the crowd fired up by chanting, feed me more. Well, get the fuck off my TV, Ryback, because I don't like you. And go fucking pop some more steroids and swallow them. Because that's what you are to me. You are Ryroid. You look like you're on roids, and I'm sure your balls are the size of fucking little peas. Anyways, up next we had Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar shown backstage coming to the ring. This was great because I'm a big fan of Paul Heyman, big fan of Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar, one of my favorite guys to watch wrestle. Every time he wrestles, it is must-see TV to see what Brock is going to do to his opponent. So up next, we had the Beast, Brock Lesnar, come out with Paul Heyman, his manager. And then Dean Ambrose. Paul cuts a great promo, talks about all the weapons that Brock is going to use, and then Paul says, I don't care, I'm not going to be politically correct. They're weapons. He goes, they are weapons. And the crowd popped for that. That was pretty funny because I guess WWE has been calling them foreign objects. Well, get out of the fucking 80s. Don't call them foreign objects anymore. That's pretty stupid. Just call them weapons. We're in 2016. We're not in 1988 where you got to call them foreign objects on TV. But I guess they call them foreign objects, again, because they are PG. So, but Paul Heyman didn't care. He called them weapons. Good for Paul Heyman. And then Ambrose comes out. Gets a pretty damn good pop. Comes out with a wagon. And this was weird. I was like, why is he bringing a wagon to the ring? Who's in the wagon? I said, is the Sandman going to pop out of the wagon and give Ambrose a Singapore cane? I didn't know what was going to happen. I thought a old hardcore legend would be in the wagon, but they were not. Instead, Ambrose goes under the ring and pulls out the chainsaw. And they're really selling that chainsaw like Ambrose is going to actually try to use it in his match against Lesnar. I don't know what the hell is going to happen in that no-holds-barred match, Lesnar versus Ambrose. I have no clue, but it's going to be fucking must-see TV. I can't wait to watch that match because I have no clue what is going to happen. They could even get fire. Fire might be involved, and they might light a table on fire. Who knows? Or thumbtacks. Barbed wire will probably get involved also. Barbed wire bat. I don't know if there'll be real barbed wire on it. Who the hell knows? Anyways. And there's a no-blood policy in the WWE, so I'm not expecting Ambrose or Lesnar to bleed. I wish they would, I wish both of them would bleed like pigs and have blood running down their face while they're beating the crap out of each other, but I doubt that will happen. Sadly, we're not going to see blood in Lesnar versus Ambrose. But there should be blood in it. Blood is needed in this match if you want to get it over. Anyways, up next we had Paige. I thought it was going to be a tag match, but it was not. It was Paige up against her former longtime rival from NXT, Emma. Emma's music hit. She returned to Raw. I guess she's back on the main roster now. So I'm very happy about that. But I'm sad to see Emma leave NXT because I love Emma in NXT. She's great in NXT. In the main roster, I'm not so sure if the main roster will do the right thing and push Emma. I don't know if they'll treat her character right because Emma's first run, I was a fan of her character when she was doing that. I was a fan of that. But they fucked it up and they put her with Santino, which was god-awful, and they made Emma a fucking joke and a fucking comedy act, which was stupid as fuck. So the second run of Emma on the main roster, they better not screw it up and fuck her over because she is super talented and deserves to be pushed. I mean, after SummerSlam or sometime this year, Emma could be a challenger for the Divas title if they don't mess her character up and make her look like a joke and have her lose week after week on TV. And they better keep putting Emma on Raw and SmackDown and not start putting her on Superstars on Main Event. Even though they have some good talent on Main Event, they get to have good matches. So Emma went up against Paige. This was great to see, but it should have went 10 minutes or longer. I mean, I could watch these two wrestle for 30 minutes to an hour. They are that good. But, of course, Raw didn't give them much time. So, anyways, I think Paige won. Or no, I think Emma won. I believe Emma won. I cannot remember. Anyways, then Team Emma is Lana and Team Bad and Summer Rae. Anyways, I believe they faced off with Paige's team, Team Total Divas they're calling them, which is fucking pathetic. That they gotta call Natty and Paige Team Total Divas just because they're on the show. They're not Total Divas in real life. They're great fucking workers that should be used the right way and should be pushed the right way, not pushed as Total Diva stars. That is stupid as fuck. But whatever. I'm sure Kevin Dunn had something to do with this happening. Eva Marie, her music hit because they said Team Total Divas is down one diva. They need a partner. Who comes to the rescue? Eva fucking Marie comes to the rescue. Her music hits, and it was pretty epic because the crowd went insane. They went and booed like crazy. Booed Eva Marie out of Brooklyn. It was funny as hell that Eva Marie got that treatment from Brooklyn. Just like she got that treatment from Brooklyn last August at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. Eva got booed out of the building when she went up against Carmella. Anyways, Eva gets in the ring, tries to make the save, and then Paige, she goes up close to Paige, and Paige pushes Eva out of the ring like, get the fuck away from me, I don't want you on my team. And then Eva's standing in the middle of the circle of Alicia, Natalia, Brie, Paige, and then Eva's holding her arms out like she's the greatest fucking wrestler in the world. Like, she's holding her arms out actually thinking, did she think she's getting cheered? She probably did think she's getting cheered. The fucking Ronald McDonald's twin. Anyways, Big Red is back on Raw. And I guess Big Red is back on the main roster. Whoop-titty-doo-dah. I don't give a fuck. Anyways, I had fun on Twitter, tweeting out a lot of GIFs, whatever they call them, GIFs. I had a lot of fun on Twitter messing with the return of Eva Marie. So, after that, and again, the Divas tag now is a 10 Divas tag at WrestleMania. My guess is it'll probably be pushed to the kickoff, especially if the kickoff is 3 hours. So it's Team Bad, or whatever their name is. Lana, Tamina, Naomi, Summer Rae, and Emma taking on Team Total Divas. Not Maria. I don't know why. Oh, Eva Marie is on Team Total Divas. Eva Marie, Natalia, Paige, Brie, Bella, and Alicia Fox is on Team Total Divas. Someone tweeted me, that made sense that Eva Marie returned to be on Team Total Divas. Yes, of course it makes sense. But I still didn't want to see it. And someone said, who would I have rather seen? I don't remember the person's Twitter handle. They said, who would I rather see, Mandy? And I said, yes. They could have brought on Mandy instead. I would have enjoyed that more than seeing Eva Marie on Raw. So, Big Red is back on Raw. All Red everything is back on Raw. I'm sure fans fainted and came in their pants. Or got all wet when Eva's music hit and she came out on Raw. Good for them. I hope they're happy. I'm not pissed. I don't hate Eva Marie. I'm just ranting. I don't hate her. I don't really care if she gets a push. Doesn't bother me. I do not get that angry about stuff that I see on wrestling. I do not really care or get that angry about the stuff I see. I'll think it's stupid and I'll think it's wrong if they're doing something stupid and wrong, but I'm not going to let myself snap and get angry about it. But I can talk about it and rant about anything I want. So there, I just ranted about Eva Marie a little bit. Hope you enjoyed it. Unless you're an Eva Marie fan, you probably did not enjoy my rant on Eva, but you should be happy anyways because you probably came in your pants when Eva Marie returned on Raw. So you should be happy she's back on the main roster. Anyways, up next was six-man tag, which was pretty good, and the crowd was very odd and acting very weird for this six-man tag. They're probably bored and blown up. Not blown up, but I guess they're bored because they went chanting crazy. They went to Chanting City in this six-man tag. It was Dolph Ziggler, Kalisto, and Sami Zayn taking on Kevin Owens, Miz, and Stardust. This is a ladder match, Intercontinental title ladder match, WrestleMania preview. As I said, it was a good six-man tag. I enjoyed it. It was entertaining. Sami Zayn gets the win, gets the pin and the victory for his team when he pinned Kevin Owens and beat him. But of course, it was non-title. Crowd was, I said, they were in Chanting City for this match. They started chanting for Byron Saxton, Byron chants. Then they started JBL chants, and they started, I think, NXT chants. They started a little bit. And then they started a stupid, pointless chant that doesn't need to be chanted ever again. They started chanting for CM Punk, a UFC fighter that is still 0-0 in his MMA career because the guy has not fought in the octagon yet. So they chant for CM Punk. I guess CM Punk is the go-to chant when a crowd is bored. They go to CM Punk. Well, they shouldn't have. They could have started chanting NXT. That would have been better. So, okay, pretty good six-man tag, as I said. It was good to see Sami Zayn get the victory. Up next was the final segment of Raw, which, in my opinion, was they dropped the ball. They really dropped the ball with this final segment because it was a repeat of the brawl that Triple H and Roman did 2-3 weeks ago, a month ago. It was the same old brawl, the same stuff. They did it to close the last show before WrestleMania. I understand they want to push this match that it's for the WWE Championship, World Heavyweight Championship. So they got to push it. They got to push Roman versus Triple H. But the thing is, Triple H already beat the crap out of Roman backstage. So why in the hell did he come back out? Again, bad booking, bad handling of Roman Reigns as a babyface. The people did not want to see him come back out. Brooklyn did not want to see Roman come back out. And again, when he came out, he was booed out of the building. Booed out of Brooklyn again for the second or third time of the night. They are handling Roman like shit. I don't hate Roman Reigns. I don't even dislike the guy. If he wins the title, good for him. I'll be happy for him. But he should not win the title as a babyface because he sucks as a babyface. Every time he talks, he's boring. His promos are boring. He talks like the guy has to be scripted and read off the script they write for him. He should cut his own goddamn promos and talk from the heart with passion. I don't know if he's too afraid to tell WWE backstage. He's too afraid to tell them no. He's not going to read off their script. And that he wants to cut his own promos and come up with his own words to say, but I don't think he does that. And that's okay if some guys want to read the script and have writers write their promos. That is okay. Because it's not that easy coming up with your own promos. It is not that easy unless you grew up a major hardcore fan and you can come up with your own promos. Good for you. But I'm sure a lot of wrestlers have a lot of writers write their promos. Whatever. I think every wrestler should be able to cut their own promos if they have heart inside and love for the business. They should be able to come up with their own stuff in promos. All they should get is a couple bullet points, like 2 or 3 topics they got to bring up in their promos, and the rest they should just come up with on their own. It'd feel more natural, my opinion. So, Roman Reigns as a babyface does not feel natural. I mean, I don't hate the guy, but I don't want to cheer for him. I don't want to cheer for him, and I do not want him to beat Triple H on Sunday. But he probably will. I'm probably 99% sure Roman will win the title, probably as a babyface. Because Vince is trying to replace Cena as Roman. Vince probably thinks Roman has to be a babyface to replace John Cena and get all the kids to buy his merchandise, whatever. Roman, in my opinion, the guy should be a heel for the rest of his career. Starting at WrestleMania or starting at the Raw after WrestleMania. They could do a championship celebration for Roman. Ambrose could be out there celebrating with him, being happy for him, hugging Roman. Then Roman could turn on Ambrose and beat the crap out of him, beat the piss out of him, powerbomb through a table, and then Roman could be a heel. It'd be more natural. It'd be a more natural fit. As a fan, when I watch Roman Reigns, I see a heel. The guy should be a heel for the rest of his career. Him as a babyface does not work at all. It is not working, and by WWE putting Roman on 3-4 segments on Raw before WrestleMania, it wasn't good. It was god-awful. The final segment was bad. And I'm not blaming Triple H. Triple H cannot even save Roman Reigns. Triple H cannot make Roman Reigns into a babyface. Triple H cannot get the people and the fans to cheer for Roman. No matter what. Roman, no matter what, will be booed at WrestleMania. Because the company doesn't know how to handle the guy as a babyface. They're shoving him down our fucking throats. Roman, in my opinion, was shoved way too much down our throats tonight because the guy was in like 3 segments. So he's put on Raw way too much to try to get him over more as a babyface when the guy should be a fucking heel for the rest of his career. Roman should be like a Batista type heel, where Roman could show up every week dressed up in a suit, be the world champion dressed in a suit, rip the fans, talk down to the fans, rip them apart, and he'd be a great heel. But as a babyface, Roman should never be a babyface, ever, because it's not working. It only worked when he was in the Shield. And now that he's a singles wrestler, he's got to be a heel. Bottom line, he's got to be a fucking heel in the company. I hope that the WWE is smart enough and turns Roman Reigns heel at WrestleMania or next Monday on Raw. They better turn Roman heel. Like Ricky Steamboat was a babyface his entire career, and the guy could not be booed no matter what he did. People were not going to boo Ricky Steamboat because he was too likable as a babyface. So Steamboat worked his entire career as a babyface. And in my opinion, Roman Reigns should work the rest of his career as a heel. Because babyface, he is god-awful and he doesn't belong as a babyface. So, this was my Raw Brooklyn review. I went long because the fucking show is 3 hours long, people. And I covered every single segment. Also, after the New Day won and Kofi Guy's victory, the coach returned. The coach who works on ESPN Sports Center. The coach actually returned to Raw. And the coach announced that SportsCenter will cover WrestleMania all day Sunday, that they'll be in Texas at WrestleMania. So that's pretty cool that SportsCenter, I think they're taking SportsCenter to WrestleMania. At least the coach will be there reporting on WrestleMania. Probably all day Sunday on SportsCenter, and after WrestleMania, the coach will probably do a report on SportsCenter from WrestleMania and talk about the event and show highlights. So I hope you enjoy my Raw Brooklyn review. Follow me on Twitter if you would like, at TNA WWE Guy, also at NXT WWE Guy. My next Raw review will be next week for the Raw after WrestleMania. Will probably be the best Raw of the year. Bye for now, everybody.